What's going on YouTube? This is Wayne with Wayne's Fish Raw. I'm coming at you today on a Thursday. It is September 11th. Big all-time shout out to everyone that gave their lives, who fought on the plane that crashed in Pennsylvania, to all those families who lost loved ones out there. And just shout out to anyone who, was a hero that day, tried to be a hero that day, who lost people. That's in the past, but big shout out to all the people who remember this day and who hit them really hard. I mean, it hit the whole nation hard, but and if you guys, I know I have a lot of viewers out there who are out of this country, but September 11th, the whole world knew about it. But if you're not in the United States of America, September 11th is when basically terrorists attacked America. And let's get back to the topic of the video. Alright guys, today I want to talk about something, and that is how to prep your tanks before going on vacation. There are so many good things and bad things I see people doing out there, and I'm going to point at the goods and the bads. Number one, the worst thing you can ever do to your fish tank is get one of those tablets you find at Walmart. It's a block you can put on the side of your glass, or you could drop it to the bottom, and it's called like a 3-day feeder or a weekend feeder. And what that does is it supplies enough food for your tank, that way your fish won't starve. Okay, let's shoot this out of the bucket right now. Okay guys, fish can go a couple days without food. It's not good for them, but actually, if you starve your fish a day or two, it'll actually clean out their system and help them. They might get a little hungry, but it'll actually do them a little good. I'm not telling you to starve your fish, but if your fish don't eat a day, they're not going to die. I haven't fed these fish for 2 days, and when I came down here, I gave them a little more food, and you can see they're still swimming around looking for food. I just fed them, and there's a New Life Spectrum flake flying around. But you don't have to feed your fish every day. It is best to feed your fish, in my opinion. This is my personal opinion. It is best to feed your fish a smaller amount more often. And what that means is you're not polluting your tank by dumping a whole lot of food in there at once, and a lot of that food get uneaten. And that's the exact same method of that 3-day feeder over the weekend feeder. What that does is it sits in your tank and it pollutes your water because it's just organics sitting in your water, decaying, rotten, and going into the water column and producing ammonia, and thus, adding more nitrates to your tank. So those 3-day feeders or holiday feeders or vacation feeders, whatever you want to call them, is the worst thing you can possibly do. One good thing is actually to have is to have an automatic fish feeder on your tank. Now, I would lean against the battery operated ones, and actually I would lean against them all, because if they fail and you think they're working, you might slowly starve your fish. And what I mean by that is, okay, there's many types of automatic fish feeders out there that run on batteries, and to be honest, you don't know when those batteries are going to die. Certain models might come with a flashing light or a digital reading that says, hey, battery might die. But for most of them, they're not going to have any sensory of when the battery's going to die. You're going to have to find out the hard way. And if you're not there to monitor it, which you probably won't be, your fish are going to starve. And a week, 2 weeks might go by, 3 weeks might go by, a month might go by, and then your fish drop dead because it hasn't eaten in a month. And you're thinking, oh yeah, they've eaten. I've got the automatic fish feeder on there. Now then you got the plug-in fish feeders that are a little harder to find, but I don't really want to rely on them either, because the simple fact of it could go bad. It could go bad. You could be used to having this automatic fish feeder work for 2 years, and it's all fine and dandy, but then on 2 years and the first day it breaks, and you think it's still going good. A month later your fish drops dead because it hasn't eaten in a month. That's what I'm saying about that, guys. But an automatic fish feeder over the vacation period is a very good way to feed your fish. I'm actually thinking about doing that because I'm going to California, and I'm going to Escondido to see my brother and sister-in-law, and yeah, I can't wait to do that. I miss them so much. But anyways, crap, what am I talking about? Got my mind on California now. Anyways, but honestly, guys, when you go on vacation, you don't have to worry about your tank. You don't have to say, oh my god, the tank's going to crash while I'm gone. And yes, it's possible, but there's some precautions you should take. All depends on your bio load and how much water your tank take with the water change, I would do a large water change before you leave. I would replace the carbon or phosphate media or any kind of media you have removing waste or pollutants or organics in your water. I would recharge, refresh, or replenish your chemical media. I would do a heavy water change. I would make sure everything's in check. And what I mean by that is, and I'm tightening up down there right now. I'm putting clamps on all my tubing. Another great thing is to have a water sensor. Let me show you one of those real quick. This actually saved me the other day. And I had left the water on while I was doing a water change. I was filling the tank back up to get it back to the correct salinity, and I fell asleep with RODI water on, and that's what I heard. And I bought this at Lowe's for like 10 bucks, 11 bucks, 12 bucks, something around there. It was under $15. With the battery, I think it was under $20. So if you go into Lowe's with a $20 bill and get yourself a 9-volt battery, I got Energizer, or which one did I get? Duracell? I think I got Energizer. I'm not sure. But get yourself a water alarm and place, get multiple of those and put them around the, sump or the tank stand, inside the stand, outside the stand, and that way it'll detect leaks. If I didn't have this, guess what? I would have flooded my tank again. So that's a great plus. Get yourself some alarms. Also, if you want to spend the money, I'm not telling you to, because there's no way in hell I'm going to do it, and not right now, and probably not in the future, because it's not needed. Saltwater tanks have a lot of gadgets out there. If you visit Macna and all that stuff, you get a real good first-hand experience of all the gizmos and technologies out there. That's unnecessary. But what I'm saying about that is, when you look at a high-tech Planet tank, that's not high-tech, anywhere near high-tech compared to a high-tech saltwater tank. High-tech saltwater tanks are so out of this world expensive, it's not even funny. They've got so many gizmos. They've got stuff now where you can take your smartphone and get an app downloaded, and you can actually control your tank. You can tell, you can get these circuit boards and these controllers and stuff, and you can be sitting on the couch or all the way in freaking Afghanistan on military duty or something. And another big shout out to the troops. But you could be anywhere in the world, and on your smartphone you could say, turn protein skimmer off, because the wife said, she texted you and said, the protein skimmer is overfilling and I don't know how to stop it. So you get on your smartphone and you tell it to stop. The wife says, I don't know, one of your lights is flickering off and on and it shocks you to the touch. Well, you can go ... turn it off. So there's a lot of precautions you can take. If you want to go out, that stuff's not expensive. Check out Neptune controllers and all that good stuff. I'm not going to get into that in this video. But honestly, you don't need all that stuff to prepare your tank for vacation. And honestly, if you're watching this video, you're probably not too sure on how to prepare your tank for a vacation, and you probably don't know what that stuff is I just talked about. Well, you might. But honestly, guys, it's not that hard. Make sure they're well fed. Get a cousin, get a friend, get an acquaintance, uncle, aunt, somebody that you can trust, and say, hey, can you feed my fish, once every 2 days? And that's more than fine, once every 3 days. I have no doubt in my mind, if a fish has a healthy immune system, is well fed, a fish can live without food for a week. No doubt in my mind. But I'm not going to recommend that, because going that long without food is going to drop the immune system in the fish. The fish is going to be starving. And I mean, certain fish will, graze off live rock and stuff, and might eat some pods coming out of live rock. But this goes with freshwater and saltwater. Just, if you have nobody whatsoever to feed your fish, go out and buy an automatic fish feeder. It's not that hard. Do your big water change. Make sure all your tubing's clamped down, because I've had pipes fly off. And that's why I'm clamping all my tubings. I'm kind of late on it. But I don't want to be in California, on the other side of the continent. I'm in Virginia. And, I come home and I find out, a tube's busted off and all the water in the sump is drained out, and I don't know. You see what I'm saying? The heater would still be on, the circulation pump would still be on, and the tank up here would survive, but still. I don't want 30 gallons of water in the sump. And I'd probably burn out a pump down there. If the pump burns out, it might catch a fire, God forbid. But, worse things could happen. I'm not trying to scare you. But, guys, do a big water change. Make sure they're well fed and healthy before you leave. Get an automatic fish feeder if it comes down to it. Replace all your chemical media. make sure everything's in check. Do preventive maintenance. And just double check, triple check, and quadruple check everything over. Because honestly, you're going to forget something. We're human. We make errors. Just make sure everything's nice and tidy. All your electric cords away from water. All your tubing is clamped. There's no leaks. Just make sure everything's in check. Example, my protein skimmer. My protein skimmer every now and then will get a little undialed. It'll undial itself. So, it'll pump out more water. And if I don't, collect that cup, it'll overflow. So when I'm in California, protein skimmer's off. And to be honest, protein skimmer's been off for months. So that's not a big worry to me, guys. But vacation time, guys, just follow these quick steps. And if all comes to worst, I'm sure you could go to the local fish store, like, hey, I'll give you $100 a week if you go to my house once, or $200 a week, whatever fits his fancy. You can go over there like, hey, look, I really appreciate it if you just check on my tank. Trustworthy people. Use your common sense, people. I'm not telling you to get a stranger off the street and tell them to take care of your Morse Idol in your 300-gallon SPS tank. Well, Morse Idol shouldn't be in an SPS tank, but anyways. The hell was that? Oh, it was the water sensor. I was wondering what that was. I'll end the video on that, guys. I'm going to California. I'll see you guys when I come back from California. You're going to see videos of zoos, aquariums, you name it, maybe the Grand Canyon. Oh, I can't wait, guys. I'll see you guys later. See you next week. I'm going to freak out on the plane, but I'm going to record myself on the plane, take off, and I hate heights. Comment, rate, subscribe. Don't laugh at me, guys. I don't care. You can laugh. Later.